The wind screamed across the open plains like a wounded creature, ripping through the bare trees and slamming against the crooked boards of the small shack that stood alone in a sea of white. Winter had not merely arrived, it had descended like punishment from the heavens. Inside that fragile shelter, Clara sat hunched over a splintered wooden table with her 2 children, Ely and Mary, pretending the cold wasn't gnawing at their bones, and the scraps of stale bread weren't crumbs of desperation. The single candle flickered against drafts sneaking through every crack in the walls, casting shadows that danced like ghosts of the life they once had. Clara's face, pale from hunger and hollowed by grief, still softened every time her children looked up at her after her husband's tragic death, an accident, arranged by men who wanted their land. Everything had fallen apart. They took the farm, the livestock, even the tools. What remained was a decaying shack barely standing against the storm. Eli tried to be braver than his 8 years allowed, biting into the hard crust of bread without flinching. Mary, fragile as a sparrow, cupped her hands around the candle as though she could keep their whole world from freezing. Clara pushed her own piece of bread toward them, lying through trembling lips. "I already ate." Outside, the storm thickened, and somewhere inside that wall of white, a lone cowboy rode through the wilderness, his horse fighting the wind. Jonas Walker had traveled many miles, some peaceful, some deadly, but today he felt something strange, a pull, a sense of direction he didn't fully understand. Covered in snow from hat to boots, he pushed forward until a faint glow cut through the storm, a candlelight, a life, maybe hope. He dismounted at the shack, the sight tightening something inside him. The door hung crooked, the windows fogged with cold breath. When he pushed the door open, a gust of icy wind burst inside. Clara gasped, pulling her children close. Jonas lifted his hands gently. "Ma'am, I ain't here to cause trouble." His voice was deep, steady, carrying a warmth the room lacked. He took in the sight, 2 starving children, a mother giving everything she had left. His jaw tightened. Kneeling to the children's level, he spoke softly. No child should be living off scraps in a storm like this. Rising, he looked at Clara with a decision already carved into his soul. "Pack your things," he said. Clara blinked, confused. "What?" "Pack your things," he repeated firmly. "You're going home." Clara shook her head, devastated. "We don't have a home. We have nowhere." Jonas stared into the storm before turning back. "You do now," he said. "I got a ranch 20 miles south. Warm beds, food, a roof that ain't trying to fall in. You'll come with me." Her voice cracked. "Why?" Jonas paused, then answered with quiet conviction. "Maybe it ain't about knowing someone. Maybe it's about seeing. And I've seen enough tonight." For the first time in months, Clara felt something unfamiliar in her chest, hope. By the time they gathered their few belongings, the storm had calmed just enough to travel. Jonas worked silently but with purpose, tightening saddles, preparing his horse, wrapping blankets around the children. He placed his own coat around Clara's shoulders despite the cold still biting at him. "You'll freeze without it," she whispered. "I've been colder," he replied. "And you got 2 little ones dependent on you." The journey across the frozen plains was brutal. Every step felt like defying nature itself. Clara stumbled often, weakened by months of hunger, and each time Jonas steadied her with gentle patience. "Just a bit farther," he murmured. After hours of struggle, smoke rising from a chimney appeared in the distance, a real home. Jonas's ranch. Warmth, safety, life. Inside, the crackling fireplace felt like stepping into a dream. Jonas served them hot stew, watching quietly as the children devoured it with trembling hands. "Ain't no shame in being hungry," he said softly when Clara hesitated. "What you been through shouldn't be faced alone." He gave them a bedroom warm with blankets and soft light. Clara touched the mattress as if checking whether it was real. "Why are you doing this for us?" she whispered. Jonas looked down, memories flickering across his face. "Because someone once saved me," he said. "Fed me, gave me shelter, told me I didn't have to face the world alone. Figured it was my turn." Days passed, turning into weeks. Jonas taught Eli how to feed the horses, how to ride, how to repair fence posts. He taught Mary to gather eggs and coax shy chickens from their nests. He worked beside Clara repairing the ranch, planting seeds, splitting wood, sharing quiet moments that slowly stitched her broken heart back together. The ranch, once silent and cold, filled with laughter. Children's laughter, Clara's laughter, and the quiet warmth Jonas carried deep inside. One glowing evening, Clara stood with Jonas on the porch as the children played in the yard. "Jonas," she said softly, "you didn't just save us. You gave us life again." Jonas didn't look at her right away. "This place was empty a long time," he murmured. "Didn't know how empty till you got here." She stepped closer. He finally met her gaze, his voice dropping into something deeper. "When I told you to pack your things that night, I didn't just want to bring you out of the cold." He hesitated, then finished quietly, "I wanted to bring you home." And in that moment, Clara understood this ranch wasn't just shelter. It was a beginning, a future, a family taking shape. A home born from kindness, courage, and a sentence spoken by a cowboy standing in a doorway on a freezing winter night. Pack your things. We're going home. If you enjoyed this emotional story of hope, kindness, and second chances, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and press the bell icon so you never miss another powerful story like this. Your support helps us bring more heart-touching tales to life. Thank you for being part of this journey.